Merry Christmas, fellow Cinethusiasts. My name is Christina, and welcome to another Let's Get Real movie review. Today is Christmas Eve, and it also just so happens to be Classic Movie Thursdays here on my channel, my version of Throwback Thursdays. So I have decided to let my cold-hearted heart melt a little bit. I don't normally really care for Christmas movies anymore. I don't know what happened to me, but I don't really like all the mushiness of it. I don't really own a lot, but the one movie that I do own happens to be a classic movie, and I thought it would be perfect to watch for today. It is called Christmas in Connecticut, starring Barbara Stanwyck, Dennis Morgan, and Sydney Greenstreet. And I actually liked it. I remember first watching it, and I thought, I need to own this. And here is why I do own it, and I do enjoy this one Christmas movie. Dennis Morgan plays Jefferson Jones. He was in the Navy, his ship got blown up, and him and his friend were actually saved, and they survived quite a few days on a raft, and all Jefferson wants is a good meal. He wants a big, huge steak and potatoes and anything you can shove in his mouth, he wants it. While he's in the hospital, the nurse reads him this column from Smart Housekeeping magazine, and their favorite thing to read together is an editorial by this woman, Elizabeth Lane, who describes all these home-cooked meals she makes and her house in Connecticut and her husband and her son, and they just love it. And the nurse decides, as a nice gesture, to reach out to the publisher and have Jefferson meet Elizabeth Lane. Well, it turns out Elizabeth Lane, played by Barbara Stanwyck, is not all she appears to be in the written word. She is actually a single woman living in New York City in an apartment by herself, is not very well fed, and probably does not know how to cook at all. She actually has meals brought out to her from a restaurant by a guy named Felix, and he gives her all the recipes that she writes up in her column, in her editorial. And that little secret's been going pretty well between, I believe it's the editor of the magazine and Elizabeth, but now Jefferson wants to meet her, and the publisher, Alexander Yardley, thinks that it is a good idea to do this, and Yardley has no idea that Elizabeth really cannot cook, does not really have a husband, and does not really have a kid. Fortunately, Elizabeth's boyfriend, played by Reginald Gardner, I forget his name in the movie, he has a place up in the country in Connecticut, just so happens, and that is actually where Elizabeth gets a lot of her inspiration to write about the Connecticut farmhouse that she apparently lives in with her husband and her son. And they put on this whole scheme for the weekend, and they have Jefferson come and all this stuff. Elizabeth's boyfriend is dying to get married to her. He keeps bringing over the justice of the peace and all this, but it never works out. And of course she starts falling for Jefferson because he is so cute and he's so nice, he's so wonderful to be around. She would rather be with Jefferson than be with her boyfriend, and everybody keeps interrupting Elizabeth and her boyfriend from getting married, which works out, and I'm sure you know the whole deal. Her story gets blown, and then she winds up with Jefferson. Woo! Great story, but I just like this. I don't know, if you can get over the Christmas aspect kind of it is like most screwball comedies from the 40s, and I enjoyed it. I love Barbara Stanwyck in screwball movies and comedy movies. I think she had such a good range that she could really do anything, and I absolutely love Dennis Morgan. I can look at that man all day. He just makes me drool over him. He was such a good actor too, and one that I think is a little bit underrated. Not a lot of people have ever heard of him. Sydney Greenstreet was okay. The character was kind of annoying. He was a little pushy, and I just really didn't care for him that much. Reginald Gardner I always like seeing, but he always and forever will be From the Great Dictator to me, but he always plays like those little stuffy characters and who's used to getting his own way, and he's all proper and everything. I hope you guys enjoyed my review of Christmas in Connecticut, and I hope especially that you guys have an absolutely wonderful, family-filled, hopefully not annoying Christmas. If you liked my review in any way, give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below if you have seen Christmas in Connecticut, if there's any Christmas movies that you guys like to watch that you may have some good memories attached to. Let me know down below in the comments. I would love to discuss Christmas movies and also leave suggestions of what you think I should watch next. Obviously, they don't have to be Christmas movies, they can be any kind of movies you want. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button right there for future classic movie reviews and other movie reviews, because that's what I do here. And as always, keep watching movies and stay absolutely fabulous.